Holy crap. Oh, hey guys. Hey, just measuring out 2.5 inches because that's what we're going to throw on the front end of this truck. 2.5 inch lift, springs, shocks, shock mounts. All going on today. Stick around if you want to see how. There we go. Now. This is a homemade shock I use for welding purposes. Pretty awesome. I'll go right there and get as high as I can. You know, probably go from both sides so I can get the jack stand under it, right? Good call. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. There we are. Alright folks, next on the agenda, shock removal. I know, shocking, right? That was terrible. That was terrible. All right, that next shock is out. It's really kind of unbelievable how much that shock holds up this front end. That's crazy. And you see that tall ass spring right there? That's what's got to come out. And then I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty sketchy. It's a little sketchy. I'm not gonna beat around the bush on that one. So what I'm gonna do is jack it up, stand to the side, and see what happens. I put a jack stand under that side. And then jack this side up. I put a jack stand on the other side, jack this side up, and then see if we get that spring out. Then I'll put a jack stand on this. You'll see. It's nothing a little engineering ingenuity can do attitude. You know what I'm saying? Now let's put a little pressure on this spring right here. There we go. That way it's on here. Now I ain't gonna lie, springs are sketchy. It's not fun. Springs are sketchy. All right, that one's loose. Now we're gonna pop this one loose. He was popped loose now. So now we should be. All right. I've got to take some pressure off the front end with the jack because I wasn't aware that the brake line was dragging that far down. But as you can see, spring and shock mounts are off, or shocks are out. Now we got to remove the shock mount. That's going to be tricky. Not gonna lie, that's gonna be a little tricky because I got to go in there and remove the proportion valve so I can get my cutoff wheel in there to cut it off. But no big deal. Got a weld here, got a weld on the back side of the frame right there. Put the new ones on, weld them back in. Piece of cake. Put the spring and shocks back in after we paint it. Give it a little paint job, and then we'll carry on to the next round. It's looking pretty good, to be honest with you. Come along a lot easier than I thought it would. Give it a little jack up there. You're good.
I'm breaking a bunch of sticks, but I can't break
I hear you. So just for shits and giggles, let's review the situation for the springs. These are the springs that came off. They look to be a coil longer and slightly thicker diameter. So I would say this was probably a 4.5 inch lift on the front of this thing, going down to a 2 inch, maybe a 5 inch. I don't know. Judging by the diameter of the coils on this thing, it looks like it's pretty stiff. The thinner coils should give it a better ride and a better height. So that's what we're going for. That's what's going in there. Like I said, we've got new shock mounts to go with our shocks. Those are going to go on. Now I have got to take some pressure off that front end, because I've got to take some pressure off the front end with the jack, because I wasn't aware that the brake line was dragging that far down. But as you can see, spring and shock mounts are off, or shocks are out. Now we got to remove the shock mount. That's going to be tricky. Not gonna lie, that's gonna be a little tricky, because I got to go in there and remove the proportion valve so I can get my cutoff wheel in there to cut it off. Now, previous videos, I've used Sawzall to cut brackets, and it does not go well for me majority of the time. I have yet to find a blade that is worth a good gosh darn. I will blow through some blades. So I have went to Ace Hardware and picked up some. Okay guys, this is what we're looking like. Sorry about the light, it's kind of dark over here. I gotta get some lights going on this side of the garage if I'm gonna park it. Either that or I'm gonna have to move the vehicles that way, because I can't hardly see. I got a light down here, but yeah. We're at the point now, I'm cutting the towers off, shock towers off, to put the new ones on, okay? All right. Well, that's better than nothing, right? I got to say, it worked a little better than I thought it would. There you go. Perfect. All right, guys, gals. Now that area is cleaned up, I'm gonna give you a bird's eye view of how this shock tower is gonna work. Right here. Go straight up and down. Kind of give it the same width all the way across. Kind of want to go up a little bit with it. All right there. But what I'm going to do is right here where this hole is, apparently, I'm going to cut a slot here to here so I can weld to the frame without having to go behind it. And it'll be just as secure as it would be if it were welded the other way around. I don't know. I think this thing has to go towards the bottom. Okay guys, with the other one successfully trimmed off, we are going to we're going to cut this other bracket off, get it cleaned up and ready for the new brackets. And I'll show you in a minute what we're going to do instead of welding the top and bottom. And hopefully you'll get what I'm talking about. Safety first, that's right. All right guys, now that we've set up for now that we've cleaned up where these brackets gonna go, I'm gonna show you the way we're gonna weld these on. And it may not be conventional, it may not be right, but I think it's just gonna hold just as good because from the factory, they wanted these 2 bolt holes to hold it anyway. So what's a couple welds? So basically what I'm gonna do is I've already made sure it's gonna fit across my member right there. So I'm gonna make a line, I'm gonna drill 2 holes, probably, I don't know what is this, 1/4 inch? Looks 1/4 inches, I don't really care. 1/4 inches at the bottom of this hole and the bottom of that hole, about yay width apart, right? What is that, about 2 1/8 apart, right? Same thing on this side. Then we'll cut that 1/4 inch slit, and that's gonna be our weld points for this bracket. That should hold that shock mount just fine, and I don't have to go in the engine bay and weld across here. You know what I mean? I don't have to weld across the bottom because it's already thinning down there. I got slot here, slot there. We should be good to go. Now with one complete, I'm gonna go back and do the other one. I want to show you me doing the other one, but you see the slots are in there now for the welds. Don't worry about how ugly this looks right now, because it's gonna look even uglier when one of my welds gets in there, but don't worry. It's gonna be a sturdy unit up there when we're done. But you can see where the welds are gonna be, you see how tight it's gonna be. This is not gonna go anywhere. All right guys, we're pretty close to getting ready to weld. We're pretty close to getting ready to weld this shock mount bracket on, but I'm telling you what I'm gonna try to do first is go ahead and clean this spring pillar up and prepare it. I want to clean the spring pillar up, prepare it for paint, because once I get this shock mount bracket, I'm not gonna be able to get the side, so I might as well just go ahead and paint this whole thing. Go ahead and paint down the side right here, get that taken care of, and hopefully that'll be one less thing we got to do. Obviously, if this was a frame off restoration, this would be a lot easier, but it's not. So we're working with what we got. It will be a functional vehicle though. Sometime in the future, we'll come and clean these wheel wells up. Right now, we're not really concerned about that. We're more concerned with the present. So we'll let that dry. I'm gonna go do the other side. We'll let that dry. And then clean up where our brackets are going and hopefully weld them on. Okay guys, we have come to the point in this operation where I go from, hey, he might be you might be thinking, hey, he's a pretty decent fab guy, to, hey, yeah, he's pretty novice. Because I'm about to weld this bracket in. All I got to say about that is, yeah, well, sue me. It's not going to be a great weld, but it's going to be a penetrative weld. Definitely not going to win a beauty pageant. That's for sure. But hey, the shot goes in front of it. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Let me show you guys what exactly I did to line this thing up. Now, based off the other bracket, This bracket was within, I want to say, from the inside of that bracket, the old bracket, to the outside of this spring mount here was 3/4 inches. That's what I got, 3/4 inches down. And I butted the bottom of this bracket up to the weld, the seam for this frame right here. Not clear on instruction wise if that's the great thing to do, but that's what we're going with, and that's where we're at right now. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Definitely ain't going nowhere. Wee-wee, folks. That was a tough one. I really underestimated my welding abilities. Because they're beautiful. Yeah. Don't worry. Penetration is all I care about. Plus, it's going to be blocked by the shot with a little paint. Never know. Hey, that is Clyde Mechanical signature right there. Hey. But that is firmly and solidly welded on there. That is a little warm. That's solidly welded. Don't worry, that is a hole right there that was already in the frame, so I really couldn't weld right there. But I got good welds there, good welds there. Penetrate, baby, penetrate. Next on the list, I'm gonna knock some dust down off of this and this and this. Go ahead and paint it. We'll probably go ahead and knock some dust off of this, a little dirt off of that right there. Probably ain't gonna paint too much of that knuckle because that will be replaced at some point. But yeah, we're gonna knock a little bit of this dust off right here and prep it for a little paint because like I said, the plates that hold the spring up go right here, and we want to make sure they are it's already painted so Bo doesn't have to go back and do too much. And that is the game plan. Do this side, do that side, put a little paint here, put a little paint there, paint the plates so it'll be drying, get ready to put it together. Then we can paint this thing. Go ahead and clean up the rest, paint the rest, and put the parts back together. Yeah, buddy. All right, guys. The brackets are painted. That means I am done for the day. It is Father's Day. I've done a lot of work this morning. Had a great breakfast from my family. Come out here and try to knock a lot of stuff out, get this video out middle of this week. And I am pooped. So I'm gonna go take a shower and enjoy the rest of the day with my family. And I will see you again tomorrow. All right, folks. It's the next day, and I was pressing myself to come home from work and go ahead and get this thing thrown back together. But I've run into an issue, and I'll go ahead and show you what it is. Okay, I'm gonna show you how this spring bolts up. Okay, this is the new spring from the kit. Basically, this tab is cut just so this bracket will bolt through the top of this spring tower. Now the bottom has a bowl right there, and it's also got a retainer. 2 bolts go through it into the radius arm, and that's what clamps it down. Well, the problem is the bottom bowl is not lining up to the way the spring is made, meaning, I don't know if you can see it. See if y'all can actually see something here. And that's right in my eyes. Oh my God. Dude, you've got to figure this light thing out. All right. Broke my hook off. We ain't got no hook worth a damn. So, as you can see right here, this is supposed to seat down here, which it is not. So, new spring, maybe the company makes a cup specifically for the spring that I should have bought, and I didn't with the kit. Either way, we're at no turning point. We're in a no turning back point in this build up of this front end. So we're gonna make do with what we got and fix it. All right, peeps. All right, folks, check this out, man. After quite a big whooping these things put on me, I managed to get these springs put in there. And of course, it's not jacked up all the way, so it's gonna look a little bit off kiltered, but with a little bit of ingenuity, I got the plates to work. I got it facing the right direction where my bracket can go on, so springs are in there, right? So now it's time for shocks. This is the fun part. This is where you start putting stuff back together, and I'm excited about that. So let's grab this rubber mallet. So get a little washer here. Washer here. Nut here. Sorry. Background noise ain't helping. One of them threaded locking nuts here. Now we raise it up right here, right there. Like yeah, and got a big yeah. Oh my God. I drilled them holes up there. Went ahead and done that before I put the shock in. Tell you what, I don't know what that bit's made of. Like it's some Superman booger dust or something. That shit, that damn thing is tough. About snatched my finger off. All right, let's I see both seats are down there steadily painting. We got to get done with this so we can come up here and get the frame and stuff. So yeah, let's hurry up. All right, guys, welcome back to the final day of throwing this truck together. Today we're working on miscellaneous. You can see I'm cutting this gigantic lift block up from the other build, and got a few miscellaneous things in the old mental list that I got to get taken care of before the end of this video, and the big reveal of the surprise that I have for you guys, and maybe a little glimpse of what this truck is going to look like and what the kind of vibe we're going for. And it may or may not have anything to do with the stack of tires behind there. We'll just find out, but I'll catch you when I get these blocks cut, show you what I'm doing. All right, guys, let me show you what I'm working on. I was hesitant on even showing you guys this because it was my mistake. But whenever you buy any kind of aftermarket kit for any vehicle, you have some pains to where you have to make it work in order to make it work. So let me show you what I'm doing. I took the old lift blocks. Let me lay down here on my creeper here. I took the old lift blocks from the previous lift and I cut two, and we're just gonna call these beveled washers because that's what they're gonna be. They're gonna be beveled washers. And you see right here how the setup is. I know it's dark, but you see this is beveled over like this. And really this setup for the shocks was supposed to be on the front. I'm not a big fan of the front mounted shocks. I wanted it on the back. So in order to get a level surface for my shock to mount to, which is going to mount right here, up to the hoop right here, I've got to flatten this out. I've got to make it level right here. All right, make sure your vise is good and tight before you start this transition here. There we go. All right, guys, that is taking way too long. Oh man, that took way too long just to get these two things made. Well, possibly could have bought something like that, but I got the stuff, so I'm gonna make it. Who cares? Anyway, now This may look like I'm doing a bunch of nothing here, but I have the drive shaft I've got to change all the universal joints out of. I want to get it painted. I've also got some little miscellaneous parts. I'm trying to put everything back, but I don't want to just shove it back in. I want to go ahead and get it ready to go. Careful here. All right, guys, one at a time, we're gonna install these shocks. Like I said, I don't know why I'm repeating myself. I already told you what's going on. I've already told you what I did. So we're gonna see if what we did is actually gonna work. I'm a little worried, a little excited, a lot. But I do want to see these shocks go on, so let's get to it. Oh, it's nice and bright up under here today. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Let's see if I can sit you guys to where you can see me. Alright, rear shocks installed. Check that off the list. Oh yeah. I know, baby. It's a mental list. Check that out, guys. Rear shocks have been installed. Looking pretty good. I like it. I like it. Let's get a look at the rear view of this thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's pretty sharp. I ain't gonna lie. That's pretty doggone good.
I'm taking it for a farm.
Yes, sir, Bob. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Big fan. Big fan. What you think?
Now you're a big fan of Broncos?
I'm a big fan of what this looks like. I like it. I'm liking it. Every day I just dream about how my shocks are gonna look down here, and I can't believe it. All right, guys and dolls, we've come to that point in our program where I'm gonna drop the drive shaft back in this thing. I didn't show you everything I was doing. I did install the brake lines. You look back here, dark as it is, I put the brake lines. Reinstalled brake lines. Got Parker brake cables reinstalled. Waiting on the gas tank strap to dry because I did paint it. Cause I don't know, I just felt bad about putting rusty paint in this thing. But we are getting closer to having this thing ready to go. And right now I do want to put this drive shaft in because it's one of the more pressing things. And the truck will not drive without it, believe it or not. Shocking, right? Shocking. All these good new U-bolt joints and crap on here. Yep. Got some new bolts for one side of it. Tried to find some new nuts for the other side, but that didn't work great. So, I think we're probably gonna start on this end, at least get them started, and then start a couple on that end. And see where we go.
Changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. Yeah, you ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how
Drive shaft installed. Now, last thing to do is put the gas tank in here and then super surprise. All right, guys. I couldn't wait. I had to see it. See the big reveal for myself before I showed you guys. So I put them on without you guys. And I think these really set it off as to what we're going for with this Bronco. No, it's not going to be a mud bogger. It's just, it's going to be a fun cruiser. If you want to take the top off, you can go ride. But without further ado, let's take a look at the wheels and tires. We got some 15-inch smoothie wheels. Steel wheels all the way around. Of course, I put the hubcap on there just to see what it looks like. But all the way around, wider, 10-inch wide wheels to give us a little bit to stick out the wheel well right here. And the reason we went this size and this lift, because we want to leave it clean, uncut, right here. And that's what we did. We've got plenty of room for flex. Still a lot of room up here, but like I said, it's hard finding the right combination when your wheel well is that small. So I think we really came with what we got to. It's really got a good stance to it. A little dark over here, and I think we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. Now there's still work for me to do on this thing. I've got other things planned for this thing, but the main part is we have a full-blown suspension that's worthy of a few thousand miles. That's what we're going for, guys. Now tomorrow I'm gonna come out here, I'm gonna shoot the big reveal, something I rarely get a chance to do on this channel because it takes so long to do, and I'm gonna edit this video. Now tomorrow I'm gonna come out, shoot the big reveal for the video, and send it out. I'm really happy with this one. I really enjoyed doing this. A lot of work involved, a lot of stuff that I'm not used to doing that I got to do, and frankly I needed to do to get spun back up on it. So tomorrow I'll shoot the big reveal, shoot the outro, and get to editing this thing after I clean my garage because it is messy. And yeah, that's where we're at. Alright guys, that brings us to the end. I'm glad y'all got a good look at the suspension on this thing. I'm really happy with the way this thing's turning out. It's almost retro-ish. I like it. I got to do something about the hubcaps on the front. I'm digging the hubcaps on the back. Something about the hubcaps on the front because of course we got the four-wheel drive
locking hubs.
Yeah, we got that locking hub up there. Good call though. And anyway, if anything, I hope this shows y'all that anybody can do this. If my big moronic self can do it. But hopefully y'all got some good entertainment out of this. I'm really excited. This is by far not the last thing you're gonna see on this truck. We've got more things to do. Probably won't be on the next video. We got more things to do. And if you like what you see, please comment. Please like, subscribe to the channel. All the help I can get. This has been sponsored by my father, because it's his. So if you like to see other projects like this and all that other good stuff, please like and subscribe and comment. Please comment. I'm sure I've done some stuff that maybe y'all wouldn't do. Comment, maybe you know how to do something better. I don't know. But I'm really liking the stance on this thing anyway. I think I said it all, didn't I? Like, subscribe. I think we're on TikTok. We got an Instagram with like 4 followers. That's pretty cool. Anyway, till next time, remember, if you don't know what you're doing, pretend like you do.